Level 1. The Hawk. You're 14 years old. You're standing on a corner in Culiacan with a burner phone and a bottle of water and exactly one instruction. Watch the road. Army trucks roll through? Send a 1. Federal police in convoy? Send a 2. Black SUVs with tinted glass moving slow? 3. You memorize the signals the same week you memorize algebra. Both feel equally distant from your actual life. You make 800 pesos a week. That's $40. Enough for new shoes. Enough to feel like something. The man who recruited you doesn't call it a job. He calls it looking out for you, watching your back. You almost believe him. 3 months in, you miss a signal. You were distracted. A girl walked by, a dog knocked something over. It doesn't matter. You missed it. That evening, a man you've never seen sits next to you on the curb. He doesn't raise his voice once. He explains, calmly, what happens to hawks that go blind. You never miss another signal. Level 2. The Runner. 17. They trust you now. You move packages. You don't ask what's inside. You've already learned that curiosity has a body count around here. You take buses. You switch routes. You carry the package in a gym bag under dirty laundry. If you get stopped, you found it. You don't know anything. You were going to report it. 3 routes a week. 500 pesos each. Clean, punctual, in an envelope left under a specific bench in a specific park. You watch the guys around you get lazy. You watch one disappear after talking too much at a birthday party. Not arrested, just gone. You absorb the lesson without anyone having to explain it. The organization doesn't issue second warnings. It issues first ones. That's all. Level 3. The Collector. 20. They hand you a list and a man to walk with you. Pharmacies, auto shops, restaurants, barber shops, taco stands. The owners already know what you're there for. Half of them have the envelope ready before you knock. This is called the derecho de piso, the right of the floor. The tax for existing inside territory that doesn't belong to you and never will. One afternoon, a mechanic tells you he's short. 2 weeks. Medical bills. He shows you photos of his daughter in a hospital. You look at the photos. You tell him you'll be back Thursday. Thursday, he pays. You don't ask where he found it. You both understand what Thursday looks like if he hadn't. Your mother's roof doesn't leak anymore. You buy her a gas stove, new. She hugs you for a long time. She doesn't ask. You don't explain. But something shifted. There's a difference between moving a package and standing in a man's shop while he calculates whether his family eats this month. You crossed that line so quietly you didn't feel it. That's the part that should scare you. It doesn't. Not yet. Level 4. The Enforcer. 23. They give you a weapon and 4 men. Your job is consequences. When collections fall short, when a rival crew moves product on your streets, when someone inside starts talking to people they shouldn't, you don't choose who. You're told. That distance feels important for about 6 weeks. Then it doesn't. 3 situations in your first month. You don't sleep after the second one. By the third, you do. The fact that you sleep fine will bother you more than anything else, years later, if you make it to years later. People in the plaza know who you are now without knowing your name. They see you walking toward them and they straighten up. You used to want this. You wanted to be someone people respected. You have it. It feels exactly like a target painted on your chest. Level 5. The Cell Leader. 26. You run 12 men. You manage distribution across a section of the city. You settle disputes. You pay salaries on time because late salaries make men unpredictable, and unpredictable men make noise. Half your crew uses what they're supposed to be moving. You spend more time managing their chaos than running actual operations. 2 of them you've had to discipline personally. 1 of them you had to remove from the crew entirely. You don't think about where he went. A rival organization tries to establish a corner 2 neighborhoods over. You don't request instructions. You know what the instructions would be. Afterward, there are names in the news, civilian names. You tell yourself it wasn't you. You've gotten good at telling yourself things. You're making 50,000 pesos a month. You have 2 phones. You have a house. You have a woman who doesn't ask questions because she's smart enough to understand that the questions themselves are dangerous. The regional boss calls you directly for the first time. He says you're doing well. That call should feel like a reward. Instead, it feels like a hand on your shoulder you can't shake off. Level 6. The Regional Operator. 30. You control a zone. Multiple cells, multiple products, multiple revenue streams feeding upward through you. Cocaine moving north. Fentanyl precursors flowing through the port. Marijuana from the Sierra. Extortion payments from 2 municipalities plus the transit corridor. Politicians come to you now. Real ones. You don't threaten them. You present arrangements. You show them what cooperation looks like, financially. You let them understand, quietly, what non-cooperation looks like publicly. Most of them are already compromised by the time they reach you. You're just formalizing the relationship. You travel in 3 vehicles, rotating routes, never the same road twice in a week. Your family lives in another city under different last names. You see your children 4 days a month. Your youngest daughter calls you by your first name because she doesn't have a better word for you yet. The DEA has a file on you. You don't know how thick it is. Your lawyer does. He gives you a number that tells you everything without saying anything directly. You start communicating through intermediaries. You stop using phones entirely for anything that matters. You meet in person, in rotating locations, speaking in references that only mean something to the people in that room. You haven't slept more than 5 hours straight in 2 years. Level 7, the boss. You run the state. 500 men under your command across 17 municipalities. 3 border crossings operating under your arrangements. You generate more per month than the municipal government's annual budget, and that's the money that's traceable. You live in a compound outside the city. 4-meter walls. Guard rotation every 6 hours. Former military on your security team. Former because active military are harder to trust. You haven't been photographed in 3 years. No confirmed image of your current face exists in any database you know of. This was not an accident. This was a project. You've executed 2 men on suspicion alone. One of them was informing. The other you're still not certain. You made the calculation anyway. Better wrong once than right never. The decisions you make don't look like decisions. You speak words in a room. Those words become instructions in another room. Those instructions become events in a newspaper 3 days later. The layers exist on purpose. You trust no one completely. You used to think that was paranoia. Now you understand it's just arithmetic. Level 8. The cell. They got you. Not a firefight, a phone call. 1 number, 1 wrong location, 1 analyst in a building in Virginia who had been watching that number for 11 months. They move you across the border for federal trial in Texas. The indictment is 49 pages. Your name appears in connection with 26 counts. The witnesses eating government meals in hotels right now? They sat at your table. They drank from your bottle. The jury takes 8 hours. Life plus 40 years. Administrative Maximum Facility, Florence, Colorado. 90 square feet. Concrete and steel. 1 hour outside your cell per day. No contact with your former organization. The design of the facility exists specifically so that whatever you built ends at these walls. You had billions of pesos moving through your hands monthly. You had generals on payroll. You had more operational control over parts of your country than its government did. You have 4 walls now, and every hour of every remaining day to sit with the full accounting of what it cost to get here. Level 9. The cycle. The organization didn't pause. The day of your arrest, a meeting was already happening. Your replacement had already been discussed. The shipments didn't stop. The collections continued. The men showed up to work. You were the boss. Now you're a reference number on a case file, and a cautionary story that your successor will tell his own men to keep them afraid of getting comfortable. And tonight, somewhere in Culiacan, there's a kid on a corner with a burner phone and 800 pesos a week, watching the road, thinking about new shoes, thinking this is the beginning of something. He doesn't know he's looking at the whole story from the first page. This is the cartel. Not a myth, not a gang, a vertical organization with entry-level positions and executive compensation, and a retirement plan that pays out in concrete walls and silence. It was running before you climbed it. It's running after you fell. It doesn't need legends. It just needs the next one willing to sit on that corner and watch the road. There's always another one.